Felrikhar Codex 1. The first book of the Felrikhar Codex series is now out on DriveThruRPG. You can get the bundle that includes the map in PDF form for, I think the bundle's $20, 20% off of the individual book and 20% off the map. And so this is just kind of a promotional, here's what the Codex covers, what you can find in it, and what can be expected for the future codexes. Because really, this codex is a detailed introduction to the other codices that are to come out. I often find it difficult to do self-promotion for a myriad number of reasons, but I'm thankful that after getting it reviewed at DriveThruRPG, that one of the partner relations representatives wrote the following about Felrikhar Codex 1. This is an incredibly detailed setting guide that is packed with evocative lore. It's as comprehensive as a history book, but with all of the fantasy elements that make it a whimsical and wonderful read. This is a perfect resource for any GM looking to immerse their players in a completely established world. You've provided tons of hooks, factions, and locations for GMs to build off of and use in any way they can imagine. And so I'm very thankful to them. I don't want to use their name just because it's the Intertubes, and they gave me permission to use the quote and attribution, and they're fantastic, but I don't want to I don't like putting people's names out unless specifically told I should, which they left it up to me to decide how to do the attribution. Anyway, so I'm putting that in the description because that's about as perfect a thing as I would have wanted to hear. Now, as an aside, clearly this is a campaign setting book, and the rumor is that I hear from all of the larger names in the industry is that the worst selling role-playing game book is a campaign setting. So of course this will completely change that trend and be the best-selling RPG book of all time. It's system agnostic. It's intended for use in fantasy role-playing games like Dungeons & Dragons, RuneQuest, Pathfinder 2e, any fantasy RPG. I converted Shadowrun 5th edition rules with a friend into for fantasy, for use in fantasy, and you could use that too. Fortunately, that can't be sold under the new Catalyst Hollow Sheets, I think it's called, an aside within an aside. I'd really like to, put that up for sale. That would be great because, the work's pretty much already done. But the Hollow Sheets, there's something on the terms and conditions to use, official Shadowrun stuff that you can't change the setting or something like that. So then it would just come down to rules. And I'm pretty sure our book doesn't reprint any rules as written doesn't reprint text. But the rules would be similar, obviously. But it doesn't. It also doesn't reprint any. It's expected that you'd know the combat rules in order to apply the adjustments. So you'd always have to buy the 5th edition Shadowrun core book. And I have a puppy here, as you can see. Hello. Hello. And I'm talking about another book when I'm trying to market the first book. And a completely different book. So let's get into Felrikhar Codex. Let's get into Felrikhar. So let's get into Felrikhar Codex 1. So this was passed on to me by basically an academic editor who is doing a write-up, I believe, for an archaeological dig where they've discovered some of these texts and documents, which the primary literature in these texts seems to be from the series of codices written by an anonymous scribe to their I guess the term is queen, monarch, head monarch, female monarch, that the anonymous scribe has allegiance to. And so the first book is titled Felrikhar Codex 1 on the exploration of Felrikhar. And so I guess the anonymous scribe is detailing to his queen various information on the lands that she lives in for her own edification. And I guess it's not sure yet from the researchers who the queen is, if the queen is new, if maybe this is like the scribe kind of giving a primer to a new ruler in an attempt to educate them on all the interconnected plots and problems throughout the known lands, or if it's just something. There's something where I think the anonymous scribe mentions that this was commissioned by the queen, so perhaps so that would imply that the scribe, this anonymous scribe, was ordered to do so. And if I just say scribe from here on out, through context, it should be implied that I am talking about the codices anonymous scribe, and otherwise I'll try to make the distinction. So anyway, the book, the PDF is made to be able to print out, especially in like booklet form, if you have double-sided printer access. That way, so this would be the cover page, the back of the cover, the inside front page, the back of the inside front page, dedication, copyright, etc. And that's a cool thing is the copyright did come in for the book, which is cool. I've never seen a copyright certificate before, so that was awesome. So here's the table of contents. And you can see that there's a foreword written by the editor and maybe their team. I'm not sure. She didn't put too much into it. Who all is in the team? Just quick. If you wanted to use this for role playing, if you want to use these texts for your role playing game. So the interesting thing is the scribe wrote Codex 1. That is basically about all the other codices. So it's giving an overview of each section of the other codices, a brief talking point. So in Codex 1, like the main unique thing that isn't going to be in another codex at some point is just the list of languages and writings. They might come up later in other places. But I guess the editor hasn't fully, or the archaeological team hasn't finished the dig, and they haven't found all of the codices, or at least, I forget, either some of the codices are missing, or at least parts of codices are missing. So, yeah, we'll see if they arrive. Anyway, so goes over Codex 2. Codex 2 is on the species and the ethnic groups of the lands of Felrikhar. Codex 3 on the political houses. Codex 4 on the kingdoms. Codex 5 going into the imperial kingdoms. So I guess in Felrikhar there are Dalhin and northern kingdoms, which I guess are related in some case, and the imperial kingdoms, which I believe are the ones to the south, that the Dalhin and northern kingdoms came from the imperial kingdoms. And then Codex 6, I know my Roman numerals, on the tribal peoples. There are several different tribal groups throughout the lands. I mean, that's one of the longest sections. Then the scribe goes into Codex 5, 6, 7. I've got to count. detailing the deities of Felrikhar, the various churches, church factions, stuff like that. Then magic, chapter or Codex 8. It would be chapter 8 of this book is about book 8, if that makes sense. And so it goes over different types of magic, different types of, I guess, creatures of magic, you would call it, and different organizations associated with magic. Then Codex 9, merchants, criminals. It looks like the anonymous scribe talks about the economy, guilds, and I guess it looks like they split it into several different types of guilds. Codex 10 is on the geography and history of Felrikhar, so it goes over the different areas. There's a general geographic regions of Felrikhar map included, and then it looks like a brief history, just a couple of pages. But then I'd expect in Codex 10, in the actual book, we'd find a much more fleshed out history with a lot more details. At least details that the anonymous scribe that's writing this would know, and any reports they're able to cobble together from other sources. The editor has mentioned several times throughout the work that there are other texts and sources of information that they're using to fill in gaps when there's broken parts of the text that can't be read in the codices. So there must be other bits of information out there. Codex 11, flora, fauna, and other denizens. So the creatures and monsters of Felrikhar, and then chapter 12, world and cosmology. So looks like Arustalara is the name of the planet, and then what's of the known world, what the anonymous scribe knows of the world beyond Felrikhar, and then beyond that to the different planes of existence and whatnot, as understood by the anonymous scribe, and then various tables. And so any of the other codices that have tables, looks like the kingdoms have been put into one section in the codices, etc. One thing of note, I don't believe this occurs in the actual purchasable books or from DriveThru. This is a previous version where the map and the Codex 1 are included together in the same PDF. But I guess if it's done that way and the map is sold separately and Codex 1 is sold separately, then that would, I don't know, there's some type of analytics that DriveThru likes to do, and so they said shouldn't do it this way, should sell the map and the Codex separate but as a bundle, and then that's where the 20% off comes from buying both together. And and then it gets into the foreword, and here's the map of the land. And this is showing that when talking about kingdoms of the giants, northern kingdoms situated here, Dalhin kingdoms, imperial kingdoms, and then these are all the different tribal groups in the lighter border, what are yellow on the main map. Let's see. I wonder how far we can go in. I think this is. Yeah, I don't think it's going to get any better resolution on this. But, let's see, because the map's in this. So here's the map, and then you can see the full thing, and then, but on this you can zoom in on the PDF, and you can see most of it's. Becomes readable at this scale, and I believe the land area of the map is approximately, I think, the land area of India equivalent. I think India would fit on this map, our country, the Earth country, India, would fit. That size is about the size of the land area, something like that. I don't know. I think it's somewhere in the editor's notes. But yeah, so this is Felrikhar Codex 1, and I hope you buy it. I hope you enjoy it. We got to keep the funding going for the archaeological dig site, etc., to keep these codices and other records, coming in and being translated and then edited, etc. So thanks again, and have a wonderful week, or whenever you see this. Have a good time, game well, and yeah.